my beautiful sunshines and my beautiful dolls, thank you for being here on this here channel, and welcome to this new video, which is going to be an iNFiLL on this set I had done in a prior video, and I hope you ladies enjoy. I did file and prep the hand off camera, but I didn't want to show you that there's no lifting to minimal lifting, and if there was any lifting, it started when I did some of the filing, but there was absolutely no lifting when I removed the polish, and that is with PoLyGeL. And let's get started with this video. I hope you guys enjoy, and don't forget to subscribe on this here channel with that little red button, and activate the little bell so you get notified of any content that I upload. And I did some of the shaping prior to doing the iNFiLL. That way it's easier once I'm done. There's less things to do and it doesn't lose its shape as much. And here I will be applying some dehydrator and then the primer, which is the first one I showed. The dehydrator is that second one. I'll be applying it on all the natural nail, and then I will proceed to doing the iNFiLL. I'm using the Tones dehydrator and acid, so I'm using the prep from Tones. I'll also be using Tones Top Coat, which is the Top Max, one of my new favorites, and then I'll proceed to doing the iNFiLL with the PoLyGeL. On this occasion I'll be using again the pink, because that's what I did with the first steps. I'll be doing the translucent pink on the iNFiLL. So I'll be applying another coat of the primer, or the primer or the nail prep, and then I had a little bit of issues with this little pro right here, and then I will just start iNFiLLing. What I like about PoLyGeL is you could get close to the cuticle area and use your brush in a 45-degree angle, and it gets really flush against the nail. I really enjoy it, and you don't have to worry about it getting hardened in a thick area when you're down there. And then you just keep wetting your brush and bringing it down, and you hardly use you lose nothing of the shape. And like I said, it stays really flush near the cuticle area. I do want to apologize for my voice. It's kind of funky. I am not feeling 100%. So yeah, so I'll leave you, as you can see again, I do the primer on the natural nail, apply the pearl, and I start shaping the PoLyGeL. If you're a beginner, this is a really good way to learn. Just keep in mind, when you do try acrylic, you do need to work a little faster than you do with PoLyGeL, but you can get the hang of it. Sorry about that, I forgot to mute my phone. You can get the hang of it with the PoLyGeL, and then get yourself to being faster, and then try with the acrylic. It helps a lot. I mean, if you're a beginner, I really do recommend the PoLyGeL. Once I'm done doing the infill, I spray it with my alcohol or satin spray or whatever you use to take the stickily off your nails. Usually with exotic I don't have it, but I like to take the precaution to do it just in case, because if I don't, it then gets stuck on my files and on my drill. Another thing I like about PoLyGeL is when you're filing, the powder doesn't lift, it drops straight to the table, so you don't have to worry too much about where the dust is going. That's the pro that PoLyGeL has, and I really like it. And then I go again to kind of shaping the nail just in case it lost its shape somewhere, and then I go ahead and do the drill and the buffer. I'm thinking I forgot to do the buffing on camera, but I did do it. And this time, in this occasion, I left the filing for you guys to see. I know I usually take it out, but I wanted to leave it on this time. And as you can see, the PoLyGeL is already really flush to the nail. I just go ever so lightly and so slightly around the cuticle area, and I am using the drill on the lowest RPM possible because PoLyGeL is really easy to file, so you don't want to go too high on it or you're just going to eliminate all the PoLyGeL. Again, I'm sorry about that. So yeah, it's really easy to work with. I'm enjoying it very much. I know most of the ladies use a dual form, but I really like to work with it like this, in nail form or with tip. I haven't tried dual form. I'll try it later on. I did try it when maybe in 2005. At that point I didn't like it. Sorry. And I haven't tried it since. Maybe I'll give it a try sometime in the future as well and see what I think about it. But yeah, you can see it's really flush to the nail before I file on, before I use a drill bit on them. I do like to use this file after I use a drill. I feel like it makes the nail a lot smoother, and just in case one shape didn't, how to explain it, just in case there was a bulky side on the other. Sometimes with the carbide you don't get that, and if there is, the carbide kind of stops and drills like a little well into your nail. So I like to use this after I do the drill just to make sure it's all smooth. And then after this I do use a buffer. Unfortunately, I thought I was recording and I didn't record, so it was done off of camera. Then after I'm done filing, I go ahead and I spray with the finished solution or synergy spray or whatever it is you use. I found out that's just alcohol with scent, so I bought my cherry alcohol from Sally's and I fill up my bottle with that. And I go ahead and clean the nails, make sure there's no residue, no dust, so the gel, finished gel or gel top coat, whatever it is you use, doesn't chip off. And then I apply primer on all the cuticle areas. Sometimes I do the full nail, I don't know why I do that, but I try to do it more on the cuticle area and sidewalls. That way there's more of a seal and it doesn't lift. And of course using Tone's Max Top Coat or Max Coat, which I really love. So once I'm done doing the top coat, I love to do the top coat before I do polish because I feel like the polish goes on a lot smoother and it doesn't stain the PoLyGeL because it usually tends to stain the PoLyGeL. I apply the gel polish. This time she decided for gel polish. She chose the colors and she said, do whatever you want, so I got a little bit creative. And I'm using of course Model 1s and ASP polishes. And I only show applying one coat, but I end up applying 2 coats to the nails, and then I proceed to the next step. So here I was applying, I'll be applying Super Shine, of course, because I'm going to be using an effect. I cure under the lamp for 30 seconds and then I proceed to adding the Galaxy Hollow on the middle finger, which is this one right here, and I kind of sweep it up just like I have it on my nails, and then I top coat it and cure it one more time. So here, the glue I bought was not of good quality and it was not letting me do the crystals. So I applied primer to the full nail, and then I'll be doing not such thin as I did on my nails, a little slightly thicker layer of PoLyGeL on the nail. And then I will be applying the crystals on this nail as well. Instead of adding the Max Top Coat, since this nail is going to be matte, I added the matte top coat, and then I proceed to applying the crystals on this nail. So since we're here, let me give you an update on the crystals on my nails. The first nail I did was this one, which is my right hand. They lasted pretty much almost the full time. Most of them fell off while I was with my sister-in-law in labor, but I feel like I should have done a little thicker. That's why on this nail I did it a little thicker right here on this hand. I only lost one crystal, but again, that was recently when I was in the room with my sister-in-law in labor. So, you know, you help her out, things get caught and whatnot. But they did last pretty much all this time until recently. That's why I decided to add a little bit thicker on the nail I did on this client, so they could last a little longer. And then I'm adding the max top coat on the rest of the nails. The only one that's going to be matte is this one, and I add a little bit more because it seemed to miss some spots. Sorry, miss some spots. And then I proceed to adding the oil, and it's all done. Well, my ladies and gents, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Here is the end result. I think it looks beautiful. I love the color combination she chose. I love the holographic on top of the silver. I really like this set. And well, with this one, I'll see you next time when I do her infill. I am really loving working with PoLyGeL when it's someone who just likes polishes and not much acrylic. Well, ladies, I recommend a few videos at the end of this video and a channel on top. And I will see you on the next one. Hugs, kisses, and squeezes. Thank you bunches for being here again. I love you. God bless.